Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. Siheyuan. Travel frog, make me cry for you. Crossing the courtyard, Lin Cheng became one of them, hoping to live quietly. Who could have imagined that all the beasts in the courtyard were restless for a day? Mr. E is a hypocrite with a dignified demeanor. Uncle Air has no skills and still thinks about becoming an official all day long. Uncle San calculated and calculated, but in the end, there was not even a person to support the elderly. Huairu doesn't even have a blood-sucking door. Bongang and Zhang are just white-eyed wolves, they should both be sent in. Su Damao, who was full of bad water, and silly Zhu, who relied on the protection of a deaf old lady, should have been both unemployed. The principle of Lin Cheng is that if a person does not offend me, I will not offend them. If a person offends me, I will kill you. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1, Travel Frog. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the afternoon. A courtyard house. Inside an old house. A seemingly 4 or 5-year-old little girl stood there. Pitifully pulling a 20-year-old youth. Brother, I'm hungry. Lin Cheng touched Lin Cece's head and said gently. She, rest assured, after today. I just promised you. I won't let you starve again. That's right, it was Lin Cheng who was called brother. He was originally a traveler. Because I was watching a drama series full of emotions in a courtyard house before traveling. Then I looked more and more angry, and in the end, I was so angry that I couldn't hold my breath. When I wake up again. I have already traveled through this series. Memory merges with him. Only then did I realize that this is a world filled with emotions and courtyards. And it seems that his parents have gone missing. In order to support my younger sister, I can only work as a temporary worker in the kitchen of the steel rolling mill. Just hold the plate and clean it up. Sometimes the wages cannot even afford a meal. Knowing these situations made his head grow bigger. What kind of courtyard is filled with emotions? It's clear that birds fill the courtyard. In this situation, he struggles to survive on his own. Not to mention taking a child. And in the midst of despair, he was bound to a game he had played in his past life. It is precisely Travel Frog that is a particularly popular mini-game. It can also be considered a kind of golden finger. This has made his future life better. Lin Cheng secretly thought in his heart. In the past few weeks, the traveling frog has also brought back several special ingredients. These ingredients made Deputy Factory Director Li overjoyed. My favoritism towards me is also constantly increasing. And I don't know what happened when you called me over this time. Thinking about it, Lin Cheng found the broken pot at home. He filled a bowl of porridge and handed it to Lin Cece. I still feel very heartbroken in my heart. My brother hasn't paid his wages yet this month, it's been a lot of hardship. Lin Cece was rubbing her head with Lin Cheng, and her expression was very enjoyable. No, as long as there is an older brother, she is not afraid of going hungry. Upon hearing these words, Lin Cheng's heart warmed. Pass the hot porridge to Lin Cece. Alright, hurry up and eat. If it gets cold, it won't taste good anymore. She looked at the only bowl of congee left and said. Brother, you also eat. Speaking, he lifted the bowl and looked at Lin Cheng. No need, brother has eaten in the factory and is not hungry. Lin Cece was relieved and slowly moved a bowl of congee to his mouth. Because I didn't eat well, my body was very weak. Throughout this process, my hands were trembling. Accidentally. The bowl fell off Lin Cece's hand and fell to the ground pop. Lin Cece was startled. And then I saw the broken bowl. Tears as big as beans flowed out of their eyes. Lin Cheng quickly squatted down to comfort Lin Cece. It's okay, I don't blame you, brother doesn't blame you." Lin Cheng wiped the tears on Lin Cece's face with his hands. At this moment, Lin Cece appears very pitiful. The reason why Lin Cece cried was not because she was afraid of being blamed by Lin Cheng. "It's because I knocked over my brother's porridge. Brother, I was wrong." I heard Lin Cece's expression of admitting her mistake. Lin Cheng sighed helplessly. What he is thinking now is how to make his sister eat enough. Suddenly, a ding sound in the brain. Lin Cheng felt great joy in his heart. Great, the traveling frog is back. Closing his eyes, Lin Cheng entered his mind. In his mind, there is a small cave cabin. What sets this game apart is the clover here has no substantial use. It's just food that little frogs often eat. Harvest the clover and simply feed it. Just look at the items that the little frog brought back. This item is very useful to him. It was because of the vegetables he brought back that Deputy Factory Director Li developed a favorable impression of him. When you see the first ingredient in the warehouse. Lin Cheng was stunned. Prop. Golden radish X3. After consumption, it can enhance physical fitness and nourish the body. The taste is excellent. 3 radishes shimmering with a faint golden light appeared in Lin Cheng's hand. A tempting aroma drifted away. Lin Cece couldn't help but swallow her saliva. But she knew it was definitely something important for her brother and didn't ask for it. Lin Cheng also swallowed his saliva. Then he looked at Lin Cece and felt very eager to eat. But it seemed like he was worried about something, which made Lin Cheng smile slightly. "Eat it, brother has a lot, don't worry." This statement is not an exaggeration by Lin Cheng. Because he saw that the second compartment of the warehouse was the seed of golden radish. By manipulating seeds with consciousness, it is easy to plant them in the fields. "I'm not afraid there won't be anything to eat afterwards." Upon hearing these words, Lin Cece finally couldn't resist. "Take the golden radish and start eating it." Discovered in Lin Cheng. Lin Cece who ate the radish. The thin and pale face began to turn red and dizzy. Her complexion has also improved significantly. This made Lin Cheng very happy. "I didn't have any money before. I always feel like I owe something to Lin Cece. Now seeing his sister's health recover, he is happier than anything else. He hasn't eaten anything good himself for a long time." Looking at the golden radish in his hand, he also took a bite. Sweetness echoes in the mouth. "It was so delicious that I didn't chew much, so I swallowed it directly." In an instant of swallowing, heat flows throughout the body. Lin Cheng now feels like he can kill a cow with just one punch. The whole body is no longer in a state of weakness, and the spirit is full. Seeing Lin Cece finish the golden radish, she feels comfortable and drowsy. Take Lin Cece to bed and leave the house. It's time to prepare to meet Vice Factory Director Li. The little frog brought back quite a few vegetables this time. Enough to satisfy Vice Factory Director Li's appetite. Chapter 2, Promotion to 3rd Level. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After seeing my sister fall asleep, Lin Cheng found the sack and took out the vegetables. Put them all in a burlap bag and carry them on your back. After all, Deputy Factory Director Li took the initiative to meet him this time. It must be about the vegetables. Originally, Lin Cheng was still thinking about what to take. Exactly. My traveling frog has returned home. I also brought so many new vegetables. If it were taken, it would definitely make Deputy Factory Director Li happy. At that time, it is even possible to appreciate oneself. Pick up the burlap bag. I'm ready to go to the steel rolling mill to find Deputy Director Li. As for golden radish, this top-notch food. It can strengthen and nourish the body. Lin Cheng is not prepared to tell anyone. After all, neither he nor his sister is enough to eat. Lin Cheng walked out of his house and rushed to the steel rolling mill. Coincidentally, I didn't encounter any other neighbors from the courtyard when I went out this time. I also agreed with his intention. After all, the faces of these people in the courtyard house. If I had targeted his vegetables, it wouldn't be good. Soon, Lin Cheng arrived at the steel rolling mill. Carrying a large bag of vegetables on his back, he prepared to come up. Huairu, who had not yet returned home, saw it. Quickly leaned over and said, "Xiaolin, what are you planning to do now?" Upon hearing the sound coming from behind, Lin Cheng turned around to look. "Qin Jie, Deputy Factory Director Li asked me for something, so I won't talk for now." After speaking, Lin Cheng quickly left. He doesn't want to have any connection with Huairu. Huairu is specialized in sucking blood. If she were to take notice, it would be in big trouble. Lin Cheng has not even managed himself well now. It's not easy to bring in a woman who only knows how to suck blood. Anyway, Lin Cheng is the kind of personality where people don't offend me and I don't offend them. If you offend me, I'll kill you. Huairu saw Lin Cheng like this and muttered to herself. Didn't I just bring some vegetables for the director and a few others recently? Is a temporary chef so arrogant? As he spoke, he prepared to go to the kitchen and meet silly Zhu. Why not? Just to get more food to eat. On this side of Lin Cheng, enter the building. Just walk towards Vice Factory Director Li's office. Although I don't know what to call me for. It shouldn't be a bad thing if I don't care. Thinking about it, I walked to the door of the office. After tidying up my clothes, I knocked on the door. Come in. The sound echoed inside the room. It was the voice of Deputy Factory Director Li that led Lin Cheng into the room. Deputy Factory Director Li is sorting out the documents and looking up. I saw Lin Cheng carrying a big burlap bag in. Although I can't see what's inside. But in the eyes of Deputy Factory Director Li, he has already guessed one or two. Here we go, Xiaolin, Deputy Factory Director Li said. Lin Cheng replied and then put a sack of vegetables in the place. Deputy Factory Director Li, these are the vegetables I have brought you recently, they are all excellent. The moment Lin Cheng opened the bag, a fragrant breath drifted out. Vice Factory Director Li nodded in satisfaction. You're putting a lot of effort into it. Lin Cheng was in a good mood and found a chair to sit down. By the way, Deputy Factory Director Li, are you looking for me today for anything? Lin Cheng is a bit curious. He thought Deputy Factory Director Li was talking to him about the vegetable issue. But Lin Cheng has already brought the vegetables, and Deputy Factory Director Li still looks like this. Obviously, there are other things to talk about. But he is a temporary worker in the kitchen. What can Vice Factory Director Li talk to him about? I called you today, there is indeed something very important. Deputy Factory Director Li placed the documents in his hand. Looking at Lin Cheng thoroughly and seriously, his expression was very serious. Lin Cheng also became nervous. Grip your hands tightly, you're already sweating a bit. Shouldn't have driven me, right? Shouldn't it be? I've been doing pretty well these past few days. Just when I was daydreaming. The next second, Lin Cheng felt like a bolt from the blue. Don't work as a temporary worker. Boom boom. Lin Cheng quickly felt like the sky was falling. This job is his life, his and Lin Cici's life. If this job is gone, it will really be a waste of time. Why are you so nervous? Deputy Factory Director Li smiled as he looked at Lin Cheng's nervous expression. I said stop doing odd jobs, and I didn't say I would fire you either. What I mean is, the position of cafeteria leader will be handed over to you. And your main task is... Deputy Factory Director Li pointed to the vegetables inside the burlap bag. The source of ingredients cannot be cut off. Upon hearing Vice Factory Director Li's words, Lin Cheng breathed a sigh of relief. Then he was knocked unconscious by joy. This promotion is not an ordinary one. But it's like 3 levels of continuous growth in one breath. Even the wages earned are definitely several times higher than before. This left Lin Cheng somewhat at a loss. But Lin Cheng was not foolish enough to ask for the reason. Whatever the reason is for him. Anyway, the fact is that I have already taken it for granted, team leader. Lin Cheng quickly adjusted his state and stood up quickly. Thank you, Deputy Factory Director Li, for your appreciation. I don't think we will disappoint your expectations. That's it. After chatting a few more words with Deputy Factory Director Li, Lin Cheng went home. During the journey, Lin Cheng kept a smile on his face. This matter quickly spread within the steel rolling mill. Huairu was also the first to hear about this situation. I didn't expect to be a dishwasher in the kitchen before. Now she has become the leader of the cafeteria, which has caused her some twisted thoughts. Lin Cheng. Not lazy yet. Those who are young and strong still have a sense of ambition. Chapter 3, Roaring at Jia Zhang's Clan. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Return to the courtyard. Lin Cheng ran towards his home. I don't know if my sister is awake or hungry. In the field of the brain, plants grow very quickly. Some golden radishes have already sprouted. And some have already grown up and can be eaten. I haven't eaten anything good since I was young. My physical condition is also particularly pessimistic. But with this golden radish, I should be able to recuperate soon. Thinking about it, Lin Cheng arrived at his own home. Seeing Lin Cece awake from sleep. Showing a gentle smile that no one had ever seen before. She woke up, are you still hungry? Lin Cheng walked to the bedside and sat down, saying. Lin Cece patted her stomach. Although not hungry, I am not full either. She has long been accustomed to this situation. It's hard to say. But Lin Cheng could tell at a glance. With a sigh, he took out 3 golden radishes and handed them to Lin Cece. She, rest assured to eat. Brother still has a lot in his hands. Lin Cece took the radish with a somewhat reluctant expression. After all, she's not really hungry now. Seeing the carrot shining golden in my hand. Subconsciously, it's like putting it aside and waiting until you're hungry before eating. Upon seeing this situation, Lin Cheng immediately knew what Lin Cece was thinking. It's my brother's fault, he never made you eat enough. I don't know what it feels like to be full. But she can rest assured that she will be able to eat enough every day in the future. Lin Cece stared at the water spirit's big eyes. Under the comfort of Lin Cheng, I still ate all 3 carrots. A feeling of fullness that had never appeared before surprised Lin Cece. It's so comfortable, brother. I feel like there's a little bug inside my body, crawl on. But it's warm and not uncomfortable. Lin Cheng knows that this is the golden carrot that works. I am warming up Lin Cece's small body. Well, this matter must not be told to anyone else. If others ask, you say you don't know, it's really not possible, just let him come and find me. Lin Cece still listens very much to Lin Cheng's words. She nodded lightly and hugged Lin Cheng with a smile on her face. Brother, I really like these days. You must not leave. As she spoke, Lin Cece shed a tear. Lin Cheng raised his hand and wiped away the tears from Lin Cece's face. Okay, don't cry anymore. It's not beautiful to cry. I promise she that I won't leave you. Upon hearing Lin Cheng's words, Lin Cece felt relieved. Like crying and getting tired, I fell asleep with a smile on my face. Lin Cheng walked out of the room and gently closed the door. I heard many people in the yard discussing themselves. Have you heard that Xiaolin has become the leader of the cafeteria? I heard that from being a laborer to becoming a team leader, I suspect there are ghosts inside. Do you think he's the illegitimate child of the factory director? Upon hearing these discussions, Lin Cheng didn't take it seriously at all. Anyway, I have already become the team leader. No matter what they say, it doesn't affect their own status. And when Huairu returned home, she had been thinking about Lin Cheng. Beauty is in the eyes of the lover. All I think about is how good Lin Cheng is and how hard he works. And most importantly, Lin Cheng is now directly promoted to 3 levels. Becoming the leader of the cafeteria. Huairu was very envious. I have been working in a steel rolling mill for so many years. Little dolls who have been working for several months don't earn much. And Huairu's mother-in-law, Zhang, had long been reassured that something was wrong with Huairu. After returning home, I don't think about tea or food. After inquiring, I found out that Lin Cheng, this little doll, has actually been promoted. This made her very angry and jealous. Lin Cheng had no idea about the situation in the courtyard at this time. Sitting on the stone bench in the courtyard, I played with the traveling frog in my mind. Collect clover and feed the little frogs. Plant the seeds of previously collected cabbage, bean seeds, carrots, radishes, etc. Picking up the well-grown vegetables again was a carefree experience. After all, he will provide the entire steel rolling mill with a source of ingredients afterwards. If we don't save a little more now, he may not be able to sit for long in the position of the team leader. After all, Deputy Factory Director Li is only looking at that special ingredient. Lin Cheng knows that his ingredients are not simple. I don't know how much better it is than ordinary ingredients. Not only can it regulate the body, but the taste is also excellent. As long as you know how to cook, even without seasoning, Lin Cheng's dishes are absolutely delicious. But just then, a malicious voice rang out. Wake Lin Cheng up from his mind. What's going on? Lin Cheng walked out of the yard and saw Zhang cursing loudly in front of his door. The courtyard where Huairu lives is very close to the courtyard where Lin Cheng lives, and it's only a few tens of meters away. You little beast. Don't take good care of your loser sister. Surprisingly seduced Huairu. Not learning well at a young age. Surprisingly targeting a widow who already has a family. Zhang seemed to be cursing fiercely, unable to stop at all. The more Lin Cheng listened, the tighter his brow furrowed. He didn't originally want to cause trouble. It's best to have no contact with anyone else in the courtyard. But this Zhang family actually took the initiative to come knocking on their door. I really think I can't handle it. The most important thing is that the sound is particularly loud and extremely unpleasant to hear. If you wake up your sister, you can't spare her. You really shut up for me. Thinking that his sister would be woken up, Lin Cheng was really angry. You're like that scallion. I thought I couldn't cure you. Don't think you're old enough to rely on your old age and sell it off. You're making such a loud noise, believe it or not, I'll take care of you. Hurry up and get lost. Seeing that Lin Cheng was really angry, Zhang immediately became discouraged. In the past, Lin Cheng was also a difficult subject to deal with. As long as no one provokes Lin Cheng will not take care of anyone. But if someone provokes Lin Cheng doesn't care who the person is, it's a real move. Zhang shuddered and stopped cursing. Cursing and cursing, he quickly left and returned to his own yard. Lin Cheng knew that it was definitely Huairu who had ideas about him, which attracted Zhang. Otherwise, this crazy woman like Zhang would never have taken the initiative to find her. Humph, Huairu. I advise you not to have any plans on me. Otherwise, don't blame me for being ruthless. Chapter 4, Huairu's Thoughts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this point, Zhang returned home. Huairu saw it at a glance and quickly walked over. Then I saw Zhang's angry expression on her face. Mom, you're not going to find Lin Cheng, are you? It's no wonder Huairu asked so. Just before, Zhang saw her infatuated expression. I just inquired about the news. After hearing about Lin Cheng's promotion, he angrily left. Zhang looked disdainful and withdrew from Huairu. Humph. That little bastard from Lin Cheng, he speaks ill of his elders and has no manners at all. And his sickly little sister, besides eating and sleeping in Lin Cheng, what else would she do? Just a loser who won't let me talk. The current Zhang family curses whatever comes to mind. I couldn't say a word that Lin Cheng had scolded me before, so I had to go home to vent. Huairu didn't know what to say either. She also knows the personality of her mother. Law. If I interject now, I won't even let myself go. It's like a wild dog going crazy, biting whoever gets it. After waiting for a few minutes, Huairu finally said when she saw Zhang, calm down, don't be angry, Mom. Calm down. If you get angry, your body won't be good. The current Qinhuai region is still very oriented towards Lin Cheng. After all, in her eyes now, everything is good about Lin Cheng. Huairu walked out of the room, but she still had several pieces of clothes to wash. After all, there are many children and clothes at home. Just as Huairu was washing clothes, a girl walked in outside the door. Brother, I'm back. That's right, this person is Silly Zhu's sister, He Rainwater. He Rainwater has obviously returned from school. Silly Zhu, like a rough old man, saw his sister coming back from the room and said, I'm back, it's really cold outside. I feel like I'm eating inside. He Rainwater didn't rush into the house. Say. Brother, spend the money you gave me. After speaking, He Rainwater showed an expectant expression and looked at Silly Zhu. Upon hearing this, Silly Zhu clapped his hands and looked up at the sky. Ah! Look at the sky today, don't you think it's nice? He Rainwater pouted helplessly. Alright, brother, I'll just order some pocket money, as for that. He Rainwater was very dissatisfied. Of course, she knew how her older brother treated Huairu from the neighboring house. Like a kind-hearted person, always going to help. But only for her, that was really stingy. This time, Silly Zhu looked at He Rainwater and said seriously. Your brother and I are both big, and I still need to save money to marry a wife. You don't want to see your brother and me either. You'll be single for the rest of your life, right? These words left He Rainwater speechless, unsure of what to do. I can't say that my brother can't find his wife. This scene made Huairu next to her hear it clearly. I also remembered Silly Zhu's kindness to me and sighed. Even a foolish pillar would gladly agree to his own demands. And his younger sister only asked for a little pocket money and didn't give it. It's pretty good for me. But who makes you like me, hee. At this moment, the thoughts of Huairu women began to change. Inexplicably started making comparisons. Which one is better, Silly Zhu or Lin Cheng? Huairu began to compare in her heart. Although Silly Zhu is good to me, just giving me that little food every day is not enough. It also leads to stick memes stealing things every day and getting into bad habits. And the monthly salary is just that. I can't even afford to take care of myself anymore. Later, Huairu thought about Lin City again. Lin Cheng is a young and strong person. From his younger sister's perspective, it can be seen that he has a strong sense of responsibility. And he went from being a kitchen assistant to a team leader in one breath. No matter how you look at it, people with abilities will achieve unlimited success in the future. The most important thing is that the team leader's monthly salary is definitely quite substantial. If we can get married, wouldn't it be bad? The more Huairu thought about it, the more she realized that Silly Pillar was nothing. Apart from being a bad person, there is no advantage at all. And I'm very old, I don't even know if I'm good in any aspect. Lin Cheng is different, not only young, but also very handsome. Even if you're handsome, becoming the leader of the cafeteria is a good choice and you can earn a lot. The more she thought about it, the corner of Huairu's mouth curved, as if she had thought of something good. A subordinate consciously went to get laundry detergent. Then it was discovered that the laundry detergent was gone. I just realized that the living expenses for this month are not enough. Huairu suddenly thought of Lin Cheng. Since Lin Cheng is now the team leader, he should not be short of money. How about borrowing a few dollars from him instead? Huairu was hesitating. After all, her relationship with Lin Cheng was not that deep. Then I thought of Lin Cheng's sense of responsibility. I'm a widow with several children, so I shouldn't be able to refuse. On the other end, Lin Cheng scolded Zhang back. I returned to the stone bench and started studying the traveling frog. Previously disturbed by Zhang, there are still many functions that have not been fully developed. While studying in Lin Cheng, I don't know that Huairu has already set his mind on it. Chapter 5, Angry Hate to Huairu. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Lin Cheng took out a bag from his waist. Before leaving, Deputy Factory Director Li gave him his wages in advance. I heard you also have a younger sister. Since that's the case, you can go to the finance department and leave the wages in advance. This is what Vice Factory Director Li said last. Lin Cheng didn't say anything either. After all, Lin Cheng is also willing to do this kind of thing. He can be hungry without any problem, but his sister must not be hungry. Although there are golden radishes that can fill the stomach, they are also very delicious. No matter how good the food is, it will get greasy after eating it for a long time. Lin Cheng is different now. It can only be said that there is no shortage of money. This little guy probably hasn't eaten meat for a long time. Adequate nutrition should also be supplemented. Stewed pork with golden radish should be very delicious. Thinking about it, Lin Cheng is preparing to go to the vegetable market to take a look. Buy some meat or something, come back and give Lin Cece a touch. Just as I opened the door, I saw Huairu standing at the door. The two eyes met. Huairu, who was about to raise her hand and knock on the door when she saw Lin Cheng open, was stunned for a moment. It looks a bit awkward. But the state was quickly adjusted. Looking at Lin Cheng with a seductive, charming smile. And when Lin Cheng saw Huairu outside the door, his face instantly turned ugly. What are you doing here? The other party did not actively provoke him, and their tone was not too harsh. It's nothing, I just apologized for my mother.in.law. The previous incident was my mother.in.law's fault, I apologize to you. Speaking, Huairu lowered her head and admitted her mistake. This scene surprised Lin Cheng very much. I didn't expect Huairu, who was on the same line as Zhang, to come and apologize to me. This is definitely not a good thing. A bad feeling surged in my heart. Lin Cheng instinctively took a step back and said cautiously. Is there anything else? If you have nothing to do, go back. I don't have time. Lin Cheng doesn't want to communicate too much with Huairu. But he was also afraid that Huairu would enter his own home and disturb his sister. So he had to wait for Huairu to leave before he dared to buy meat. What? If it's okay, sister can't talk to you anymore. Upon hearing this, Lin Cheng instantly proved his premonition that it was not a good thing. What's going on? Lin Cheng's face also darkened. Although not a villain, the kindness he possesses is only for his sister. And the others, What kind of kindness can a bunch of animals have? Can you lend me some money? Huairu deliberately took 2 steps forward, trying to pull Lin Cheng's hand. Upon hearing these words, Lin Cheng's face turned completely cold. And this action made Lin Cheng very disgusted. He has no interest in widows at all. Even if the other party promises to commit, Lin Cheng will instantly refuse. Quickly took 2 steps to the right, avoiding Huairu's small movements. Seeing Lin Cheng like this, Huairu took a step back. Awkwardly organizing her collar, she quickly pretended to be pitiful and said. You see, you're also the team leader. You wouldn't just watch me as a widow with elderly and children unable to afford to eat, would you? Sister also knows you are a good person, can you help me? Can't you? If it weren't for Lin Cheng knowing that Huairu was pretending to be pitiful. It's really possible that I was deceived by this appearance. Humph. Did my money come from the strong wind? When I was a laborer before, what did you do to me? If it weren't for my good luck, both my sister and I would be starving now. Now that I'm promoted to team leader, someone has indeed come to see me. But the first sentence he said to me was not congratulations, but borrowing money. Really? Do you think I'm young and have a good temper? Lin Cheng had no intention of showing any mercy. When I first traveled, I and Lin Cece couldn't eat enough and didn't wear warm clothes every day. I also didn't see the residents of the courtyard sympathize with the two of them. Now that I have been promoted to team leader, I can be considered wealthy. But the first thing Huairu did when she came to find her was to borrow money. Don't you just want to pretend to be pitiful with your own little things? You need sympathy. Lin Cheng is not a person of great evil either. When I couldn't eat enough before, someone came over to give their family a hot meal. Lin Cheng doesn't even mention it. But at that time, everyone in the courtyard was watching coldly. So when I heard Huairu come to borrow money, Lin Cheng was furious and didn't show any mercy. Facing these beastly people, we cannot be polite to them. The more polite they are, the more they push forward. This statement left Huairu speechless. Previously, it seemed that Lin Cheng was poor and had no social connections. At this time, Huairu discovered. My own little calculation may not work. I didn't say anything and just left. After being scolded, Huairu's liking for Lin Cheng instantly dropped to the lowest point. Whispering softly in my mouth. Isn't it just being promoted to team leader? Crazy, crazy. Lin Cheng sneered when he saw Huairu leave. Ignoring it, he turned around and walked towards the vegetable market. The vegetable market is very lively, with people coming and going. Lin Cheng squeezed into the street to sell meat, and said grandly. Uncle Li, 5 pounds of meat. Can afford to buy 5 pounds of meat at once. In that era, he was already considered a tycoon. Chapter 6, Eating Meat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Upon hearing the familiar shout, Uncle Li turned his head to look. I saw Lin Cheng, who used to come often to buy groceries. Although Lin Cheng didn't buy meat before, his friendship was still quite good. It's Lin, you and me. Is this making a fortune? I actually bought 5 pounds of meat at once. Uncle Li was also very shocked. What shocked him was not buying 5 pounds of meat at once. But the person who shocked the meat buyer was Lin Cheng. He is well aware of the situation in Lin Cheng. I have a younger sister to take care of at home, and even when I buy groceries, I am very frugal. And who wouldn't be shocked to buy 5 pounds of meat at once this time? Getting rich is not enough. It's just that the leaders appreciate it, and it's a bit more. Uncle Li is so old that he can hear it immediately. Not bad, I got promoted. As he spoke, the knife in his hand began to move. The knife is very sharp, and the craftsmanship is particularly agile. With 2 bangs, a large piece of pork was cut off. About 5.5 pounds, just give 5 pounds of money. Uncle Li smiled and wrapped the meat. Lin Cheng quickly refused. How can this work? Uncle Li, just at the normal price. Usually, the people at these markets treat him very well. I will also give more when buying things. And this Uncle Li sells the remaining meat every time. If you keep what you eat, Lin Cheng will take it back. This makes Lin Cheng particularly fond of them. It's okay, I'm not short of half a pound of meat either. Take a look at that skinny body. I'll go home and make up for it this time. Uncle Li straightened his belly and said with a smile. In this era, who would be short of money if they raise pigs at home? Lin Cheng didn't turn around in the end and handed the wrapped money to Uncle Li before leaving. After Lin Cheng left, Uncle Li opened the money he had packed. Upon seeing 1 or 2 extra pieces, I instantly knew Lin Cheng's careful thinking. This kid. Uncle Li smiled, put away the money, and continued to shout. Lin Cheng returned to the yard holding 5 pounds of pork. 5 pounds of meat is not light. If it were Lin Cheng's previous physique, he would be exhausted and panting without taking 2 steps. But after eating the golden radish, I realized. Not only does it nourish the body, but it also makes the body stronger. Huairu, who was washing clothes, saw Lin Cheng returning. Seeing him holding a large piece of meat, I envied him and didn't want it. If only silly Zhu had bought it. Huairu's careful thoughts came to mind. If silly Zhu buys it, she can still come over and order something to eat for herself. And the Zhang family inside the house became even more resentful towards Lin Cheng. Lin Cheng returned to his own room. Take out a big pot from the corner that seems to have been in place for several years. After cleaning, Lin Cheng found firewood and put it into the stove. Found many dead branches and put them in. This should be about it. Lin Cheng picked up a match and slid it, igniting a flame. Throw the lit match in and then start blowing. In no time, the flames ignited the withered tree branches, and then the firewood began to burn. Although not as convenient as a lighter, Lin Cheng is also very skilled. Put on the big pot and add the source of life. It's finally okay. Now as long as the water boils, we can start. The water quickly began to bubble. Seeing the water boiling, Lin Cheng put the processed meat in. After boiling for dozens of minutes, I found that the meat had become very rotten and soft. Then add special vegetables and the most important golden radish. At the moment of entering, a strong fragrance drifted away. Lin Cheng looked at this large pot of dishes with satisfaction. I added some more seasoning. Although there are no good condiments, there is still soy sauce available. When I came back, Lin Cheng had already bought a complete set. Pick up the lid of the pot and cover it. Now just wait for a few tens of minutes and you will be able to cook perfectly. Lin Cece inside the house smelled the aroma outside. The little nose involuntarily moved and then opened its eyes. It smells so good. Lin Cece brought the blanket covering her body. Put on the small shoes and run towards the fragrance. Lin Cheng heard the light footsteps behind him and turned to look. I saw Lin Cece waking up from sleep. She woke up from sleep. Lin Cheng continued with a gentle smile. My brother cooked a big meal for you this time. There's a lot of meat. Upon hearing the meat, Lin Cece's eyes were almost shining with gold. Wow, we're going to eat meat. Although the golden radish I ate before was hundreds of times better than meat. But children don't know what good things are. I only know that meat is particularly delicious and fragrant. You go back to your room and wait. Alright, I'll call you. Hear Lin Cheng's words. Lin Cece obediently returned to the room, waiting at the edge of the con. Unable to reach the ground with both feet, he could only sway in the air, as if looking forward to it. After a few tens of minutes, Lin Cheng also looked forward to lifting the lid of the pot. I saw a steaming pot of stewing in disarray. Various vegetables and plump pieces of meat. The most obvious thing is the golden carrot slices that appear on the surface. Make this dish more appetizing. Lin Cheng took out an iron basin and poured all the vegetables into it. Take out a large round table covered in dust. After cleaning the dust, I put a large basin on it. The aroma was strong, and soon the meat and fragrance emanated from the room. Zhang's jealousy rose and she cursed in her mouth. This little beast is really not a person. Eating so much meat in one breath, I'm not afraid to push myself to death. Chapter 7, Midnight Gifts. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Obviously, this is all thanks to the vegetables in Lin Cheng. Thinking of drifting, it filled the entire yard. Otherwise, Zhang would not have said such words. Lin Cece had long been looking forward to running out. Sit on a small stone stool. Pick up the dishes and eat meat. It's not surprising that Lin Cece and Little Greedy Cat are the same. Even slightly affluent families can only eat meat during the Chinese New Year. And as for Lin Cheng and his companions, they haven't eaten meat for several years. So when Lin Cece saw the meat, she couldn't help it anymore. Lin Cheng shook his head helplessly when he saw the situation. Looking at Lin Cece with spoiled eyes, he said, "Eat more vegetables, they are more nutritious than meat." Upon hearing these words, Lin Cece nodded obediently. She also often hears this in the yard. Every time someone stews meat at home, they will advise the child to eat more vegetables. But it's obvious that Lin Cece misunderstood. This dish is really more nutritious than meat. This is a special vegetable brought back by the traveling frog in Lin Cheng. I don't know how many times better it is than meat. Lin Cece is not picky about food at all, she delivers everything to her mouth. After eating 2 bites of vegetables, I also took 2 bites of meat. Lin Cheng saw that Lin Cece was eating very well and also moved his chopsticks. So, in the state of Zhang's resentment and jealousy. After finishing this wonderful meal, the afternoon time quietly runs away. Evening approaches. Close the doors and windows door by door and prepare to go to bed. But Grandpa Zhonghai didn't fall asleep. Looking at the sleeping old lady beside her, she gently got out of bed. I didn't know where I heard the news before. It was said that Huairu borrowed money from Lin Cheng, but was scolded by Lin Cheng. Seeing Huairu facing such difficulties, I am ready to send some things. Put on your clothes and carefully leave the room without making any noise. Walking to the haystack outside, I dug out a bag of corn flour. It looks like it weighs over 10 pounds. Pick up the corn flour and walk towards the courtyard. And Lin Cheng was lying in bed about to sleep. I heard the faint footsteps outside. What is the situation? After Lin Cheng discovered that he had eaten that dish. Not only has my physical fitness improved, but even my 5 senses have become much clearer. Forget it, just go to the restroom and see what's going on. This is not the era that followed. Going out in the middle of the night in this era is definitely not a good thing. Especially in a courtyard house. With the idea of looking at the melon, Lin Cheng walked out of the house. Then an interesting scene was discovered. What he didn't expect was his own action. Let this plot develop ahead of schedule. Zhonghai, an old man, walked to the door of Huairu with a large bag of corn flour. Huairu, Huairu. Zhonghai called out in a low voice. A faint footstep sounded and he walked out. Grandpa I'm here. Huairu whispered in agreement. Upon hearing the sound, Grandpa immediately walked over. After seeing Huairu, he handed out a large bag of corn flour in his hand. Grandpa what are you doing? Huairu was a bit puzzled, but still happily took it over. After all, there is no reason not to give things in person. Lin Cheng sneered when he saw this scene. He knows that Huairu is in the factory. For several mantu, you can sell color. Not to mention a big bag of corn flour. Since I bumped into it. Then I hope you don't provoke me. Otherwise, I'll be blamed for exposing this matter. Although Mr. holds a high position in the courtyard. But if this matter is spoken out, he won't think recklessly. The other people in the courtyard don't mean he won't think recklessly. Lin Cheng has no intention of exposing this matter. He won't do things that harm others but not benefit himself. Grandpa Zhonghai said. Huairu, I know you must not be wealthy this month when you borrow money from Guanlin City. Even if I help you with this bag of corn flour. If a big mom knows, there must be a lot of things to do. Take it. Grandpa Zhonghai sighed helplessly. Grandpa you are really a good person. Thank you so much. I really don't know how to repay you. Huairu looked at Grandpa with a grateful expression. You're welcome, I see you're also facing difficulties, so I'll help you. It's not easy to take care of children, and I don't have a 1.5 daughter. It is obvious that Grandpa is trying to find his way. When I get old later, Huairu is also a person I can rely on. After Lin Cheng realized that he didn't have much interest, he went to the bathroom and went back to his own room. Just the second after Lin Cheng left, Grandpa began to complain. So, is that kid from Lin Cheng? I've all been promoted, and I can even earn 30.40 yuan a month. Unexpectedly, there is no mercy at all. Being a person is not very good, it's too selfish. Grandpa completely forgot about the past. Huairu's family is facing difficulties, isn't Lin Cheng in the past difficult anymore? At that time, no one came forward to help Lin Cheng. I just saw that Lin Cheng is still small and has little potential. Even if you help, you won't get anything in return. And the only girl, Lin Cece, is only 4 or 5 years old, and she is also a loser. Let this matter pass like this, Huairu said. So, both of them went back. And Lin Cheng had no idea about these things. If they know, Lin Cheng will make it difficult for them. Chapter 8. The Beginning. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Early in the morning. Lin Cheng sorted out his new clothes. Put away all the old clothes from before. They have all become wealthy together. The old things from before can no longer be taken out. Not bad. Lin Cheng glanced at the mirror and nodded in appreciation. Although I was very poor before, it was only after my parents went missing that I became poor. Most furniture is still available. In Lin Cheng's memory, the original owner of this body. There is no impression of my father in my memory. My mother mysteriously disappeared a few years ago. Missing in this era, the outcome cannot be good either. Wanting to find someone is even more delusional. This also made Lin Cheng feel very sad in his heart. Without thinking about these anymore, Lin Cheng went to the cafeteria of the steel rolling mill. This time it's different, after the factory announced Lin Cheng's promotion. Everyone's gaze at him is wrong. On the surface, there is a respectful appearance, but behind the scenes, there is another appearance. What kind of luck did you have? You even got promoted. This kid is younger than me and has only been working for a few months. Is he the illegitimate son of the factory director again? It's not without this possibility. Previously, it was said that his parents' mysterious disappearance may have been faked. These words were clearly caused by jealousy towards Lin Cheng. But Lin Cheng didn't even hear these rumors. The first time I arrived at the office, Lin Cheng curiously walked in. Looking at the tidy room, Lin Cheng sat on the office chair. Is this my office? Lin Cheng still has a sense of pride in his heart. In my past life, I was just an ordinary office worker. After crossing over, he became a laborer. Now he has become a leader, even though he is not a high-ranking official. But it can also satisfy my vanity. After reviewing the documents sent, I made every effort to provide information on logistics procurement. This made Lin Cheng's head grow bigger. It took a whole morning to finally sort it out. It's also time for the factory to finish work at this time. Lin Cheng rubbed his swollen head and walked out of the office. Watching the bustling steel rolling mill, Lin Cheng felt a hint of relief. Hello, Team Leader Lin. Captain Lin has finished work, right? Captain Lin has been tired all day, hurry up and go home to rest. A large group of people greeted Lin Cheng and flattered him. Lin Cheng nodded continuously, thinking inwardly. I didn't see them so enthusiastic about you before. After this situation continued for a while, Lin Cheng also left the steel rolling mill and went home. I'm really tired today. Who said that leaders can enjoy happiness? Pure nonsense. Slightly neglecting something important makes the seat unstable. It's better than a leisurely chef. As long as you do your job well, it's enough. Although I say so. But Lin Cheng has no intention of abdicating. Although it's tiring, the monthly salary is really high. Around 50, it can already be considered wealthy in this era. Even if you're tired, compared to money, it's nothing. Returning to her parents and watching Lin Cece play alone, Lin Cheng walked over and touched her head. Cece, what do you want to eat today? Lin Cheng still revealed the warmth only in front of Lin Cece. What do you want to eat? Can I choose? Lin Cece subconsciously said. Upon hearing these words, Lin Cheng felt a pain in his heart. This is clearly a habit that has been developed. Previously, my family was poor and could only eat non-nutritious foods on a regular basis every day. Over time, there will be less desire. Well, you can tell your brother whatever you want to eat. Lin Cheng sighed helplessly, squatted down and looked seriously at Lin Cece's face, saying. Lin Cece put her hand to her mouth and thought for a moment. Then I want to eat, bingtanghulu. I saw other children eating it before, and I also want to eat it. Lin Cece said happily. Then I saw Lin Cheng's silent face. Brother, can't I eat this? Upon hearing these words, Lin Cheng quickly said. No, I'll buy it for you later. Just now, Lin Cheng remained silent, not because he didn't have the money to buy, but because it was difficult to buy. He doesn't have a bicycle, so he must walk a long way to buy tomatoes on sticks. This makes it difficult for him to handle. But after all, it was Lin Cece's first time eating, how could it not satisfy her? I remember there should still be something for sale at the market, right? Well, we need to hurry up and go home later. Thinking of this, Lin Cheng instructed Lin Cece and ran out of the house. The efficacy of golden radish is not as strong as usual. Lin Cece absorbs less, but Lin City is different. After stewing the golden radish yesterday, the effect became even more significant. Now Lin Cheng's physical strength is the same as that of a marathon athlete. Running several thousand meters is an easy task for him now. Although it's not as labor-saving as a bicycle, the speed is still very fast. Within a few minutes, Lin Cheng returned home with several tomatoes on sticks in his hands. At the moment of seeing tomatoes on sticks, Lin Cece's expression became very happy. The shiny bingtanghulu was right in front of her, and there were many more. This is a good thing that she couldn't even dream of eating before. Can all of these be eaten? Lin Cece asked eagerly. Seeing Lin Cheng nod, he instantly took one and started eating it. When the tongue touches the syrup, the expression is filled with a sense of happiness. At this moment, Lin Cheng heard that the courtyard was preparing for a meeting of the entire courtyard. The reason turned out to be the theft of Su Damo's chicken. Is the plot about to start? Lin Cheng's mouth curved slightly. He had never seen anything related to the plot when he traveled back before. And today's chicken theft incident reminded him. Truly interesting things. It's just beginning. Chapter 9, General Assembly of the Whole Court. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. There are over 20 households and over 100 people in the courtyard. Everyone comes to attend the General Assembly of the entire hospital. And Lin Cheng and his sister, Lin Cece, are also among them. Look at the next melon. Soon, the general meeting of the entire hospital was held around a square table. Grandpa 1 sat in the middle, Grandpa 2 sat on the left side, and Grandpa 3 sat on the right side. On the table, there are 3 large teapots, which are the drinking cups of 3 masters. Grandpa E was wearing thick clothes and holding them with both hands. As an 8th-level fitter in the factory, he also holds a high status and prestige in the courtyard. This incident was discovered by Grandpa Air in his bangs. The first one stood up and cleared his throat. There is only one content for holding this entire conference today. Su Damao and his family had a chicken stolen by someone. At this moment, someone's stove was stewing a chicken. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not a coincidence. Right. I analyzed it together with Grandpa 1 and Grandpa 3. It has been decided to convene this plenary session. Next, please invite the most experienced Mr. 1 from our yard to preside over this meeting. Uncle Lu Haizhong finished speaking and sat down holding hands. When speaking in the midst of Grandpa Air's bangs, Huairu felt very uneasy and kept looking at the silly pillar. She certainly knew that Su Damao's chicken was stolen by Bang Gung. I hope silly Zhu can help me take on the responsibility. I won't say anything else, everyone knows now. He Yuzhu, to be honest. Did you steal Su Damao's chicken? Grandpa E leaned forward slightly, staring at silly Zhu. No. I'm not a thief, what kind of chicken should I steal? I'm not a thief. Silly Zhu had a calm expression on his face. He had a good relationship with Grandpa E and knew that Grandpa E would not deliberately make things difficult for him. Upon hearing these words, Su Damao, with a calm expression on his face, pointed at silly Zhuji and asked. Where did your chicken come from? Where did it come from? I bought it, said silly Zhu directly. Where did you buy it, said Grandpa Lu Haizhong. I bought it at the market. Silly Zhu and second uncle are not going to deal with each other. Seeing Grandpa Air targeting him, he shouted loudly. Which market is it? Is it Dongdan Market or Chaoyang Market? Uncle San turned sideways and stared at the silly pillar, asking after him. Chaoyang Restaurant. Silly Zhu didn't think at all and just spoke up. But obviously, this is the trap of the three masters. That's not right. Upon hearing these words, silly Zhu was taken aback and looked at Uncle San. From here to Chaoyang Market, even if you take a bus, the fastest round trip is 40 minutes. Not to mention your time spent buying and slaughtering chickens. When did you finish work? Yen Bugue immediately said. Huairu felt a bit overwhelmed and looked pitifully at silly Zhu. Upon hearing this, Su Damao and Lu Xiaoa looked proud. With a look of how you explain it. Silly Zhu was speechless in an instant. Faced with the clever calculation of the three masters, I fell into a trap and didn't know how to explain it. At this moment, Grandpa Lu Haizhong said. Well, maybe there's another possibility. Just. The chicken in this clay pot is not from Su Damao's family. As we all know, silly Zhu is a chef in our third steel rolling mill and factory cafeteria. He may have been brought back from this cafeteria by silly Zhu. Mr. Yi Zhonghai has a high reputation in the courtyard. And second Grandpa Lu Haizhong was addicted to officialdom and wanted to pull first Grandpa off his horse. Usually, silly Zhu doesn't give him face, so he puts a hat on him. Upon hearing this, silly Zhu suddenly became anxious. Knowing the seriousness of stealing public property. Hey, don't talk about it that way. Stealing a chicken from Su Damao is nothing. Stealing a chicken from the factory is called stealing public property. We won't have the meeting here anymore, it's just a factory-wide criticism meeting. Stop talking about this. Upon hearing this, Grandpa San continued. So what did you say? Silly Zhu, I ask you, every day after work, you carry a net bag. There is a lunch box in the net pocket, what is inside the lunch box? Silly Zhu remained silent again, unsure of what to say. Grandpa Yi Zhonghai saw that the foolish pillar couldn't resist, so he quickly spoke up to stop it. All right. Don't talk about anything else. The affairs within the factory are the affairs of the factory. Our courtyard's business is the courtyard's business. Silly Zhu, I'll give you another chance. Did you actually steal Su Damao's chicken? If the situation is allowed to develop unchecked, what if he is charged with stealing public property? It's small for silly Zhu to be imprisoned, and his carefully planned retirement plan is about to be ruined. Silly Zhu feels a sense of frustration in his heart. I finally managed to get half a chicken back from the factory. But they encountered Su Damao's chicken being stolen again. Now the blame is all on oneself, and even with a mouth, it's hard to explain. But this was not done by him, and silly Zhu also wanted to argue with reason. Then I saw Qin Huai looking pitifully at me, with a pleading expression in her eyes. Smart silly pillar, he probably knows what the situation is. Before the stick meme, he stole soy sauce and added the expression of Qin Huairu. By connecting a series of things together, one can also guess a rough idea. Seeing Qin Huairu's pitiful and pleading gaze, her heart softened again. Decided to take the blame on Bang Ji. Lin Cheng curled his lips when he saw this situation. Silly Zhu, you should be sucked by someone. Chapter 10. Identify the people who steal chicken. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this moment, Su Damao's 2 words of pride were written on his face. Can it be considered that I stole it? Silly Zhu pouted and said helplessly. Neighbors who don't mind the hustle and bustle around muttered incessantly. The attitude of silly Zhu, who wants to deceive others, makes Yi Zhonghai very dissatisfied. What does it mean you stole it? It's you who stole it, it's you who stole it. If it wasn't you who stole it, then it wasn't you who stole it. Do you think the people in the courtyard wronged you? Grandpa Yi Zhonghai knows the character of silly Zhu. Working as a chef in the cafeteria is not short of taking a bite. Moreover, now Mr. Yi has been in control of the situation. He also saw the eye contact between silly Zhu and Qin Huairu. I also know the difficulties in Qin Huairu's family, so I want silly Zhu to help resist them. Always guiding silly Zhu along. And Bang Gung grew up under the education of Jia Zhang's family. Not only is he a little white-eyed wolf, but he has also developed a habit of petty theft and often goes to silly Zhu's house to steal things. Grandpa Yi knew in his heart that this chicken was definitely stolen by a stick. No. Did you actually steal it? Second Uncle Lu Haizhong stared at silly pillar impatiently. Don't add modifiers in front. Third Uncle Yen Bugue reminded. Silly Zhu turned his head again to look at Qin Huairu. I found Qin Huairu with a pleading expression on her face, delicate and pitiful. With a horizontal heart, he wanted to take on the responsibility. Yes. Silly Zhu closed his eyes and went all out. What is it? Lu Haizhong asked urgently step by step. I stole it, said silly Zhu. When did you steal it? Lu Haizhong continued to ask. Last night at 2 o'clock in the middle of the night. Just like Zhou Pippi. The neighbors burst into laughter upon hearing this. Do you all hear me? Our hospital. There's a thief. There's a big thief. Let's all talk about what to do. Second Uncle Lu Haizhong spoke with justice. Upon hearing this, Grandpa Yi Zhonghai realized that he was going to send the foolish pillar inside. Even if it's not sent in, leaving a bad reputation is not enough. Silly Zhu needs to take care of himself, there must be no problems. Instantly came up with a reasonable reason and said. He Yuzhu, have you been having some trouble with Su Damao lately? Upon hearing this, silly Zhu immediately understood. I'm trying to save myself, I quickly exclaimed loudly. Yeah. That's right. Su Damao is a projectionist in our factory, isn't he? It's okay to just say it's just like the word factory in Chinese. What are you saying to our cafeteria and our boss? Saying that I have an improper relationship with Qin Huairu. Hey, what's going on with Qin Huairu? Su Damao frowned as he looked at it. How did this situation suddenly reverse? And Qin Huairu naturally didn't want to see silly Zhu caught. If caught, who will be responsible for her future food management? Speak with a clear understanding. Yes. Grandpa E. Su Dumao always talks nonsense and is full of powder. Do we have to talk about this matter? Grandpa Yi's heart was filled with joy. This Huairu is truly on the path. Fortunately, I secretly gave her a bag of corn flour. But Lu Xiao, who heard these words, was unhappy. He slapped Su Dumao in the chest and said, "You really said that?" Su Dumao had a worried expression on his face, but he didn't expect his victim to be implicated. At that time, he did drink alcohol, but it was broken and he didn't know the real situation. I can only stutter and say, "I just drank some alcohol. How could I know if I didn't say it?" Upon hearing this, Lu Xiao slapped Su Dumao again and said, "Just drink." Grandpa Yi Zhonghai continued. "Everyone heard me, right? He Yuzhu, steals Su Dumao's chicken. It should be said that it is not a matter of moral character. It should be said to be retaliatory and opportunistic. Everyone, are you right?" When the neighbors around heard it, they felt very reasonable. In addition, with the prestige of Mr. E in the courtyard, everyone spoke one after another. "Right, wait for an opportunity to retaliate, wait for an opportunity to retaliate." Grandpa E looked around and continued speaking. "But this is the first and last time. In our courtyard. No matter who has any conflicts with whom or what problems arise. I hope everyone can take this as a warning." During Mr. Yi's speech, Silly Zhu looked at Su Dumao with provocative eyes, his face full of pride. Grandpa E couldn't help but chuckle to himself when he saw that the effect was good. Take this opportunity to continue speaking. Second Grandpa, third Grandpa, is this meeting here? Upon hearing these words, Su Dumao immediately became anxious. Hey, Grandpa E, that won't work. So he ate our chicken for free. Grandpa Air also spoke in support. How do you plan to let him accompany you? Upon hearing this, Su Dumao and Lu Xiao exchanged glances. Lu Xiao said directly, 2 yuan. Go ahead. 2 yuan is an old hen. Su Dumao interrupted at a glance. Silly Zhu saw that Su Dumao was going to raise the price. A hen is also a chicken. Chaoyang vegetable market costs 1 yuan per piece. At this moment, Grandpa Yen Bugue suddenly said. Silly Zhu, you can't say that. The one raised by Su Dumao at home is an old hen. People are meant to lay eggs. So this will require increased punishment. Su Dumao said, I think Mr. San is right. I raised our old hen to lay eggs. Let's count it as I take 7 eggs in 10 days. I'm going to keep it for a year. When my daughter law suspects, I'll take the postpartum confinement service. Silly Zhu chuckled. You can do it. Still giving birth and laying eggs. Can your wife lay eggs? I've been married for many years, there hasn't been any movement at all. I have to get up early. This remark caused everyone to burst into laughter. Grandpa 1, Grandpa 2, Grandpa 3, this is a personal attack. Su Dumao and Lu Xiao were not angry. That's it. Grandpa Air suddenly spoke up. Su Dumao, you, even bring this pot back to your home. Silly Zhu is accompanying you for 5 yuan. Upon hearing this, Silly Zhu was actually unwilling. What? Grandpa Air was delighted that he could make Silly Zhu eat his fill. The divine horse is in the sky, I think that's it. Su Dumao and Lu Xiao are very proud. Just then, a little girl stood up. Grandpa, I know who stole the chicken. A cute voice came out, making everyone look at her. That's right, this person is exactly Lin Cece, Lin Cheng's sister. It's him. Lin Cece pointed to the stick meme. He stole it. And when I saw it, he even hit me.